Recorded? Oh. Are you ready to do it? Come on.
So William said that everyone remembered my dancing last time, so I tried to keep it intentionally low-key to not embarrass myself. Hello and welcome back to Hansen Hour. I am Caroline Hansen.
And I'm Kiese Hansen.
And
I'm William Locke.
We're so excited to have him. William, will you give us just a brief intro? Everyone knows you, has seen your suits, knows your fits go crazy, but who are you shortly? Let's do
it. I am not just a suit. This is the whole thing. That is an important thing to put up front. But I'm Will. I am 28. I just got out of the Marine Corps. I was an infantry officer there. I grew up in the UK and I went to Harvard College, graduated in 2015.
Awesome, that was perfect.
Well, not just the UK, I also moved around a bunch, but.
I know. We saw that. We were doing a little bit of amicus stalking. But yeah.
Said it as creepily as it is.
Yeah.
No, have you stalked amicus pretty intensely or not so much?
I would never say no. Of course. The first few weeks, anyone who talked in class, I would just look them up on amicus.
Oh my God, same.
So I feel like that's allowed.
Yeah.
It gets weird when you're like, okay, like when did your parents get married? Like all that stuff. Like that's too much. If they did, whatever.
Like Kiese was like, oh yeah, like I'm from South, like I grew up in South Dakota for part of my youth, and I was like, I know. I was like, wait, oh yeah, what? You grew up in South Dakota?
I think it was more like, yeah, your time in South Dakota. I didn't tell you that. That's not a thing we talk about.
Oh my God, help.
Oh, that gets weird. Reaching out to people you meet just briefly and you're like, yeah, I'm really into this thing too. And they're like, about that.
I loved your aunt's photo of you from 2017. Marla or and this Hansen Hour, just to say, is a bit different because we have some drinks.
Yeah, we're actually doing a happy hour properly. And Will's drinking a cider.
I am. Good Massachusetts cider. They actually have a place in Cambridge. You can go pick it up. There you go, for those who are there.
What's yours?
I've got some Hefeweizen from Cambridge, Maryland. All the beers I drink now are Maryland beers.
Cambridge, Mass, Cambridge, Maryland.
Yeah.
Keep it local. That's good.
Let's do it. This is a complete Oregon.
Where's that from?
Huh?
Where's that from?
This is an Oregonian.
Yeah, there you go.
Or wine. It's a carbonated wine that I didn't know existed until approximately 30 minutes ago. When I had to rifle through my fridge in anticipation for needing something to drink. Yeah, but I'm glad that we are imbibing. It has been a stressful week, personally at least. And I know that things are hard for everyone, so obviously we are sympathetic to that and feel it too. I mean, I'm speaking for both of you guys, but yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate the time to do something fun. So back to this is a needed break.
Let's not dwell.
So okay, after creeping you on amicus, we found out that you've lived in a variety of places. The Arctic Circle is like, you're probably the only person I've met who's lived in the Arctic Circle. Anyway, we're curious to know, of all the places you've lived, which one is your fave?
So just to clarify one thing, I have not lived above the Arctic Circle, although I did briefly. I was deployed there. So I was there for 8 months in the end, which is a little different, but I don't know. I don't know if I count that as living. That's
I
a comment
would.
more on military life than anything else. I don't know if I count deployment as living, but yeah. So I was interested in this question because everyone asked this, by the by. Like everyone is like, okay, where's the best place to be? So I thought about it a lot as far as like, how do you really answer that? Because so much happens, and I know this is a bit of a cop-out lawyerly answer, but like very truly, by the time you've bounced around as much, like just the fact that something is new is really valuable. So it doesn't really matter like, oh, I mean, I loved living in the UK, say. My parents live there. It's still very home-like. I get nostalgic feels when I go back. Bits and pieces of it are great. But it's not like, it's not any better than anywhere else that I've been. But at a certain point, just the variety becomes so fun. You're like, wow, I am now looking at the Northern Lights and I'm like running out in the snow out of a sauna and I'm way above the Arctic Circle and like this stuff is wild. And a year ago, I was, going swimming in the Pacific off Okinawa. Like it's just a crazy, crazy life. And I think that's what I really love. Like just the variety and seeing, I've been lucky to see more of the world than a lot of people. And that's awesome by itself. So that's my like very lawyerly answer to the question that I get a lot, but I do love the UK. I really loved Norway. Norway was awesome. I got to spend a lot of time outside there, but it was good. This winter's a little easier, so that's
Yeah.
Amazing.
I feel like the least well-traveled in this group by a mile. I mean, you and Kiese have both lived in such cool and interesting places, and I've been in DC, New Hampshire, and New York. But that's really incredible. And I think it's such an interesting thing to hammer into, right? Like the not having one particular place that you would rank higher than anywhere else, but that feeling of constant adventuring and exploring, and the ability to be up for anything is, I think, such a good way of looking at it and really cool.
it's different. I don't know if you had this experience, Kiese, but I always have this moment where people ask where you're from, and it's like, well, how long you got? I could give you this length of answer, this length of answer, and it's like, it is definitely different. Like for somebody who grew up in the same house their whole lives, say, like it's just, I don't attach the same meaning to place that some people do, and it's interesting. Do you feel that at all, Kiese?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like gonna watch this back because that answer was really good, and I was like, I was like, that's the perfect way to describe that, and I will steal your answer. So thank you.
Kiese trademark.
Oh no.
That is.
I couldn't help it. Like I had to make a joke that low-key part of the reason, one of the first exchanges Caroline and I had was that, we share this last name and we're both, so we're going to have to ask you what your favorite, we're both wearing Hansen shirts. So that's going to be the next question of like, which shirt's your favorite? But we're both Norwegian. So that was like our fun little fact that we bonded over. So
the sen
nice.
as in
Hansen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you know where in Norway by any chance? That's next level.
Yeah. that's real Norwegian. I wouldn't say that I was real.
Tiny town in Norway. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. But Kiese is part Belgian and Congolese, which I only found out today, which is very cool.
Oh, wow. Where have you lived, Kiese?
Not as many places as you, and mostly like US bound, but well, and the other thing too is like, well, you kind of ruined, I'm not gonna like list off places because I need to remake my list since you said 8 months isn't living somewhere. So now I'm like I spend a month somewhere and I'm like, I'm good.
Right, I'm so cool. I was like, I lived in Rome. I lived there for like a month.
Yeah.
I feel like I lived there.
It's also different though. Military is, I mean, you are in America wherever you go, to a certain extent. I mean, it's a little different depending on which branch and like what your deployment actually looks like. I guess we were more living in Norway than we would be so there's a huge US base in Germany, say. If we'd gone to Germany, we'd just be in the US. Like you wouldn't experience Germany as being German at all. But in Norway, we were on a Norwegian base. So it was pretty Norwegian. I mean, we were just eating Norwegian food and things. And then I went to a course which was taught by Norwegians, which was pretty great. They definitely know how to have a good time, as well as like they also go out and just do ridiculous things in the Arctic, and then they come back and then have crazy parties, which is great. It's really fun. It's balance. It's all about balance. So I understand your heritage a little bit.
You got partying in the DNA, kids.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, wow. To change course into something far more important, which of our shirts do you like better? Yeah.
It's tough. I'm gonna have to go with Kiese's. I'm sorry. The red, it's just bold. I like it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No one has.
You'll like it less when I tell you both that Locke says Copenhagen, Denmark on it.
Oh,
wow.
That's traitorous.
Traitor.
You know how much Norwegians hate the Danish? Oh my gosh. It's not a joke. They're not joking.
Wow. Well, the Hansen brothers, again, are the moral authority of these two shirts. Which I never thought I would say about them. They don't really feel like they occupy that role in my brain. Well,
I'm glad we hit that interview question though. That was important.
It was, yeah. I think that it's probably something that we have to ask everyone.
Yeah.
And then maybe at the end we'll tally it up and see whose is better from a statistical standpoint.
I still like my idea of, reverse face shirts.
Yes,
that would be good. And you're members of a group,
No, that's a fabulous idea. I need to get better at graphic design and then. Okay, so the final question that we have for you is related to, not to tie it back to how we started, but not to, or identify you with a suit, because but everyone literally dies for your outfits every single day. Literally, it's part of the reason why I think I have the strength to keep going, at least in times like these. And so we were wondering, how long does it take you to get ready in the morning and look the way that you do and present the way you do?
Like step by step, the whole routine.
Yep.
Well, before I answer, how long do you think it takes?
Oh, great question.
If we were talking me, that would probably take me at least an hour and a half.
Wow.
Showering.
I feel very complimented by that.
Outfit.
Are we including showering?
Yeah, I thought we were doing the whole routine. We don't.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay,
that's true.
Sure.
I'm gonna say you've got it down to like 25 minutes. That's
true. You're probably really efficient. I think that's a good guess.
Chiesa is definitely a lot closer. It's more like if we're including showering, it's probably about 20 minutes. But
20?
So I go to the gym first. So
things you don't need to as if I don't feel bad about myself already,
I literally took torts from bed yesterday.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm pretty jealous. I wore a robe last week and it was great. You know what? It was fantastic.
I didn't think that you could one up your own self-presentation, but you did. I was like, you already look like you're doing so much more than everyone else, even without the gym.
Well, no, because that gets you up earlier. So you're out, you go, you get your workout, come back, I make coffee. I give my fiance coffee, which is self-preservation at its finest. And then I shower. And then if I start my clock right then, it's about 20 minutes to be ready. That gets me to be about 8:20, and then I prep for class. So yeah, it's a nice morning in Portland, Maine. It's good. But also, like, it's easier for me. I also, to go back to the military, I've worn a uniform for like years. So like it's kind of a fun activity to put an outfit together rather
The
than
suit is
throw
the
something
uniform.
It is truly,
on.
and also that, and
I'm
also
glad
like,
you appreciate it. You know,
we
there was a
do
moment this week where I was like, wow, this is a really tough week, but I can't just show up in a t-shirt. People would be so concerned.
the day that you show up in a t-shirt, I'll know that we've all lost it. We're literally the only person who's still holding it down from a sanity standpoint, and I think that we need you as like at least like a
I would
talisman,
do that.
you know.
But like, Caroline, I don't know if you feel this way. Like, I'm really bitter about it because, sorry, Will, but like,
That's okay.
I love my fashion game. I think that like I've curated a good look, and it doesn't work in quarantine because it's pant and shoe dependent. Like, I don't like I only have cool pants and shoes, and so I've just kind of like, what am I to do in this situation? So I've given up.
That's interesting. That's an interesting problem.
I'm
If your statement piece is the shoes, yeah.
I'm actually wearing a pair of shoes that I really like right now. I don't know why, but I went out to get some stuff and they're cool. They're like,
oh yeah,
custom Nikes.
Those are nice actually.
That I got from Instagram, from someone who's an artist on Instagram.
Which that's actually super cool.
Yeah.
See, that's a statement. That's that would totally make an outfit. But you're deprived.
I don't know if they can bridge as much of a gap in terms of you being ahead of me, but I can certainly try.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a fashion show when we all get back to Cambridge.
Everyone has different, focuses. Obviously mine is the pocket square because I get so much appreciation for the pocket.
How many do you have?
Yeah.
When did this become a thing? How did you decide to be a pocket square person versus like a bow person, or
You can take any suit jacket or blazer and immediately you're much cooler if you have a pocket square. Like, so why would you not do it? They cost like nothing. It's not and you can totally change your outfit with this tiny thing that you can change at will, rather than like, oh, I need to have a new suit. Like, different pockets for a new outfit. Like, totally changes how everything ties together. So, pro tip. But I will say, just on the standards thing, so I love this story. And I think this sometimes, because, okay, so where I went to high school was in the UK. It's very British institution. And this is a secondhand story from my tutor there. And he was wearing like a 3-piece tweed suit. You know tweed? It's like green, really heavy cloth. Height British summer, like absolutely boiling out. And this is not the tutor, I'm sorry. This is his teacher. And my tutor was also always very, very well presented, but he told this story. And, my tutor asked him why are you wearing this? Like, clearly this man is dying. Sweating profusely, 3-piece tweed suit. And apparently this master or whatever looks at him dead in the eyes and is just like, it's not about comfort, it's about standards. And I think that sometimes I'm like, you know what, you're right. It's about standards. And then obviously the military has just totally taken that and blown it way out of proportion. So yeah.
Well, what a freaking note to leave us with.
There you go. Not about comfort, it's about standards.
I'm gonna think about that the next time I take class from bed. I think the standards
Please continue bed. Bed is good.
Continue bed.
Don't subscribe to my mania. That's not what I want you to do.
unbelievably impressive. It is incredible. And we are so lucky to have you in our class. And we're so lucky that you decided to come and talk with us for 10 minutes or so. This has been such a treat.
It's been such a nice hangout. It really has.
Bye-bye.
Yay.